I'm supposed to come back, give a monologue, talk about you, but bro, like, let me just say, this is hard.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Appreciate it, bro.
Bro, that's music, man.
For
Charlie,
real.
I'm so proud of you. I'm not happy because we haven't linked up in a while.
Yeah, for real.
Because he's always traveling.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily my fault. I check up on my brothers, but he's always traveling.
Like
but bro,
that,
like, how do you feel, man, when you make music? I don't know if you feel the way we the fans feel, because even though I make music, I'm also a fan of music.
Yeah.
Like, we get excited when we hear the music.
Yeah.
When you record something like this and you sit down, we're gonna get to the lyrics and the intricacies of the song, but when you're listening to it in that moment, do you also get goosebumps yourself? Does it happen to you?
Well, for me, I tend to get too critical. When
You're a perfectionist.
Yes, when I'm putting the song out, but I think it hits me. I tend to listen with the fans.
Okay.
So by the time I'm doing it, I tend to be too critical, trying to see if this is right, if this is right, if this is in the right measure. Yeah. But when the song is dropped, I listen to it with the fans. That's when it hits me and be like, oh yeah, I did this really amazing. Okay. Or I might not be like content with how it's coming up or something like that. Yeah. But later on, I listen to it with the fans and I just...
I mean, thank you for giving us the music, man. With the fans, we're always going to love it. Please, if you have any questions for my brother, send us messages, MX24TV, hashtags MXLive, questions, suggestions, ideas. We're open to it all. And we're going to get to his new music as the interview goes on. But bro, you've been doing this professionally for how long now?
Man, almost like 7 years.
It doesn't even feel like 7 years.
Yeah.
It's like time has flown by so fast.
For real,
and the thing is, usually for an artist or creative, it feels like that when they're doing very well, right? It feels like, oh, it just came by, when they're doing very well. Did you envision this? Did you see this happening? Because you're still relatively very young in the industry. Yeah. Did you envision this?
Yeah, it was something I've been working on, since I made up my mind that I wanted to pursue music. So I believe that I'm going to get there, but with the circumstances that made me get here, it just happened like that. It just happened.
Tell us about some of those circumstances, man.
Well, just me getting signed on to my label, God One Records. Okay. Because around that time, it was hard for you to be in Kumasi and get signed up by a record label. It was really unheard of around that time. So it was one of the epic moments for me. Nice. And they brought me here, and me getting the hit song Ekoso also was a trivial moment for me too. Yeah. So all these moments have made me who I am right at this moment.
Do you think that narrative, I mean, let's shout out to Kumasi, man, because I just had B-Strap here, and what you guys are doing is incredible. But do you think that narrative is changing about you have to be in Accra, you have to be from Accra or close to Accra, to, so to say, break through or become the biggest thing? Has that changed?
I think it's changing now. I think it's changing now. The music industry has become so broadened, and so like you have people from Accra, you have people from Kumasi also like paving in the industry right now. So I feel like it's getting better, because at first you would never be heard coming from Kumasi. It was only like the top people like Chairman Kwame, Brothers, Flo Kingston, and them that were like getting their place out here and all of that. But now I think we are all part of that change. Me, Asaka Boys, the whole American movement, I think it changed a lot. Yeah. So we are not there yet, but I think we are somewhere. And now it's not at first how difficult it was at first. Nice. Because now there are many talents being discovered from Kumasi every time.
Nice, nice. I like that. You mentioned some names like Ocham Kwame Brothers, and they did their thing for years.
For real.
So they had to hold it down for a long time. So again, so to speak, you guys are carrying on that mantle. Yeah. You individually, is that a form of pressure, or is it exciting? Is it like, how do you see yourself, being in that space of when they're mentioning the names from Kumasi, they're like, Kofi Jamar is one of those names. Because I might say, oh, it's just the B. But again, there's this expectation. How do you deal with that?
For real. It got to be balanced. I keep it balanced, because at first it comes with this huge inspiration and motivation to do more. Because at the time you were just at the outside looking in, dreaming that you want to be like mentioned among the top musicians one day. And now it's like the time is now, and the future I was looking for, I'm right there in it. I have a part to play in it. So, but also it doesn't forego the pressures that comes with it. Because there's me per se. I'm always under pressure to do. I want to do a homecoming back in Kumasi, where I'm from. like Bantima, my city,
Okay.
and all of that. But it have to be properly planned. It have to be properly put together. So I'm always under pressure to do something for where I came from, to let the people know that to get the people involved in where I've gotten to, and all of that. So it's a balance for me. There's this emotion, a whole lot of energy to keep going on, right? And there's this pressures that you have to deal with, and you have to. It's like you have to a month you got to overstep every time.
Yeah. I do like the fact that you guys. You don't forget where you're from, right? Just like somebody from Ghana, you know, you always have to represent and pay homage, you know, because these environments, they shape us, they shape the music we make, right? So now your journey was like, people just sort of like, was just like one shot. Was that the case? Because people associated, hijab,
yeah.
But I'm sure there were layers to your growth.
Yeah, a lot of layers.
How difficult was it, you know, before Ekoso? Some context there.
Well,
and was it difficult?
It was a bit difficult, even with my label. So assuming if I had no label around that time, that would have been impossible to achieve. But it was difficult even with the label on board. You have to it's the game, you know, the Ghana music industry game. You have to. It's like it's at a point that you have to force people to listen to you.
Crazy.
Even though you're coming with the good music, you're coming with the quality music and everything, but you have to find a way to get the people to pay attention to you. So we're striving with that. We did a lot of collaborations here and there. I did Midea with Stonebwoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a song with Ice Prince and Calligraph Jones. That was a huge collaboration for me. But I think around that time, I was still slept on in Ghana here. So I think Ekoso is something that came on to let people really get to know me, because I put so much work in there that like people weren't getting to see. But that song came to like blow the lid off for people to get to see. Yeah, and also discover my previous works.
Yeah. But it was interesting what you just said, because a lot of fans feel like this.
Yeah.
Like, no lie, I feel like you deserve more. But I listen to your dexterity, right?
Yeah.
And the music and the lyrics and the things you're saying. Again, we're going to talk about both in a bit, because you said some very interesting stuff there. When you say we have to force the listeners, I just want to know, and I'm putting myself in this bubble, do we have to do more, or does the media have to do more? Because somebody might say the listener is the listener. If you take them, you go listen them.
You go listen them, yeah.
So is it the artists, do we have to do more? Are we not doing enough? Or is the media not helping the way it should? And again, this comes from somebody who makes music and asks questions, right? So we're all in this together, right?
That's true.
Are we doing enough?
We are doing as much as we can, you know. Because at first it was the artist's job just to make the music, and the label is there and the team is there to put the music out, you know. So, but now it's like artists have to do the music and find way to be heard. Like that's another task on its own. Even completing the music is also a task on its own. Yeah. And you having to, after you get done, right now, like look at TikTok and all of that, you know, you have to be in people's faces to the extent that others create controversies just to be heard of. And it's a lot in the game. Yeah. I think the artists have no choice, because it's that way. You know, because you have to force people to listen to you. So they have no other choice but create controversies, do this, do that, just all around the music, just to create a hype around it and all of that. So I feel like we've been doing the best that we can to put the music there. The media is also doing the best that they can to put the music there. But it's all based on, it's a system, and it's all based on, you know.
Is it exciting being an artist? Well, and that's a crazy question, because, you know, we're doing what we love, and that's a blessing. Don't take that for granted at all, right? You get to wake up, you get to make music, you get to listen to the music and have people tell you they love the music. That's one thing. Now, when it gets to the point where now it's a livelihood, when everything you do is scrutinized, it's out there, that's a whole other level, right?
Yeah, for real.
That's why I'm asking this question. So apart from just the fact that you get to do what you love, here and now, Kofi, is it exciting being an artist?
For me, it's exciting for me, because it's always been my dream job.
Okay.
It's something I've always wanted to do. So for me, it's exciting for me. But it's like, it's not going to be like how you heard of it before you came in. You know, but whatever, if you come in, whatever it is, that you have to deal with it. Because it's something that you signed up for.
Yeah.
You know, you can't sign up for just the good parts, because being an artist is good, it's great.
Yeah,
I can't lie to you about that. But you can't just take the good part. You have to take the good with the bad too. You know, because there are also some bad moments that you got to get over it to see your good moments as an artist. So I feel like it's interesting. It's a roller coaster, the highs and lows. You got to deal with it.
What's been the most difficult parts on this 7-year journey for you, would you say? Because I'm sure you've been through a lot, bro.
Yeah. Wow. Getting heard, you know.
Yeah.
Putting the song, because I never had a problem with doing the music.
Obviously.
Yeah. I never had a problem with doing the music and doing quality music. I never had a problem with that. But the method of reaching the people, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot involved. And now it's like as the technology evolves and all of that, now we have TikTok. At first, maybe it was much more easier for me to maybe get my song across, but now it's TikTok that I have to add to my whole like plan before I release music and all of that. So, you know.
I mean, I told you this as soon as you came here, I spoke to Small God, you know, the Godfather. He was here and we had a very interesting conversation, right? And he played his video with Black Sharif, your brother. Yeah. Crazy video, right? And he was telling me, you know, about the difficulties of being an artist. And I'm sitting back looking like, Small God, I look up to you. For me, it's like you've got it all figured out, right? And he was telling me about the fact that, no, that's not the case because you have to drop the music. You're not getting recognized. You're not getting nominated. It seems like the award schemes don't support certain artists. He said all these things here, right?
That's crazy.
And he came from a very emotional place when he was saying all these things. When you see a fellow artist speak like this, I just want to know, I mean, you can't speak for anybody else, you just speak for yourself. How does that make you feel? Because interestingly enough, a lot of artists share these sentiments, right? Getting heard is one thing. Now, the so-called gatekeepers that we've never met, or we don't know who they are.
That's crazy.
That's another barrier you have to cross. How is that for you, man? And do you also face these difficulties on this journey?
Yeah, I do. I do face some of these difficulties. Even recently, I ranted on Twitter about it.
So let me read what you said. Bro, like you just spoke your mind. So you said, right? But let me commend the honesty and the fact that, you know, I know you to be a very pure person per the conversations I've always had with you, even off air, right? Now, you said honestly, right? It's sad how most people in the Ghanaian music and media fraternity relies on using artists when they are hot, then dumping them when they are not hot at the moment. You carried on to say, I know how it was when I had one of the biggest songs in the country and the favors I did for people. Bro, I'm reading this and I'm heartbroken, man. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Like, I never want to see an artist who gives so much saying this. But again, you can't judge a man's honesty, right? Where did this come from? What made you say this? Because you also seem to be a very reserved person.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think it comes from me. It's recently what I've developed to be vulnerable more. Because what I've come to see in this industry is that even our predecessors, we don't speak out. One thing is that we don't speak out because we sort of want to create this illusion of perfectionism to people out there. Like, if you're an artist, you are supposed to be perfect. You have no problems. There's nothing going wrong with you and stuff like that. We have that a lot in the industry. So that's why, how come he said this? A lot of these artists share the same sentiments with me, but none of them is speaking up. Only a few people are speaking up, but a lot of them have that issues. So I was just me stepping out of my zone and being more vulnerable and talking about what I really face, because it's not something that I'm now facing. It's something that I've witnessed over the years being in the industry. Yeah, and I felt like it hit me that this is the time to speak up. You know, I have to be more honest, put my feelings, put my fears out there. You have to be vulnerable. As an artist, I'm not a superhuman. I'm not a perfect person, you know. I go through my turmoils, I go through my highs and lows every moment. I go through all the emotions. And it's only right if I vent it out. You're not going to only enjoy the music, you have to enjoy the emotions that come with it and everything else. So it was something that I've realized all these years being in the industry.
So you feel like Kofi's not getting the support he deserves right now?
For real.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I feel like that, but you know, it's just to get to firsthand. So if there are hypothetically any gatekeepers saying no, let's paint a very beautiful industry because we're trying to sell the industry, you know, but Kofi's also being vulnerable and honest.
Yeah.
What answer would you give that person?
Come again?
So there's this gatekeeper, right?
Yeah.
Who is saying we want this, or we're painting a perfect, beautiful industry for investors. You know, we want everything to be kumbaya. We're all dancing together. There's no stress. But Kofi and other artists, not just Kofi, are now being vulnerable, are now being honest that, yo, we're not getting the support. You know, we're doing this on our own. We're financing this ourselves. What answer would you give that gatekeeper or that fan?
Well, I mean, what is happening goes a long way to affect the industry.
Okay.
In the long term, if you look back, you sort of see that a lot of people are creating fast food music. And it's been in the system, because I think that the reason why artists are creating fast food music now is because they want to come out with the next hit. They always want to come out with something next banging that's going to get people, get them booked for shows and stuff like that. So we are foregoing the artistry part of the music, the artistry part, what makes music really music. We are really foregoing it and just creating fast food based on just trying to trend or trying to hit up. So I think it goes a long way to affect the industry and the kind of quality music that we get.
Okay.
That's how I see it. So that's how I would explain.
Deep. That's deep.
For real.
Have you ever been tempted to create fast food music because maybe...
A lot of times. A lot of times.
But you never followed up, right?
I can do it, but I'm not going to bring it out. Because if I listen to it, I'm like, nah, this is not like me. And this is not something I would love to listen. That's the problem.
Man, again, it comes back to that word, honesty, man. Before we get to your new music, I just want to commend you, you know, for being this bold. Like your song said, right? Because you really poured your heart out, you know, speaking about your emotions, you know, and how long you've been doing this, standing 10 toes. And it's a crazy thing, you know. They always tell you to be yourself. But it's one of the most difficult things to do. And in retrospect, you're the only person you have to do it for the rest of your life.
That's true.
Your wife can leave, you know, your friends can abandon you, but you look at yourself in the mirror every time. And even though what you've done, to some extent, you might receive some backlash. You know, people are going to say what they're going to say. I'm sure you sleep very well at night. You know, knowing that you are standing chest up, chin forward, you know, 10 toes. And I want to commend you as a brother for that.
Appreciate it.
Not a lot of people can do it. You're probably inspiring somebody at home.
For real.
And it's all coming through in the music. One Boom is doing his thing, man. Charlie is doing his thing.
Straight up.
Why did you decide to release this as your second single for the year?
Well, I think I had to step in bold. You know, I came with bold, and I felt like bold was a precursor to One Boom, and One Boom is me just patting myself on the shoulders and giving myself.
If no one is gonna do it, you're gonna do it yourself.
I'm gonna like me clapping for myself for what I've been through, like how far I've came, and all that stuff. So it's to inspire others out there to also keep going, no matter how little they achieved. They should keep clapping for themselves and keep going with it. That's One Boom.
And the response has been crazy.
People love it, man. People love it,
the response has been crazy. And before actually Bold, you took a little break. Was that for like creative reasons, or was it for business reasons or personal?
3 of them.
Everything?
Yeah, everything.
Bro, you're a strong guy, man. Like, you're a strong guy.
3 of them,
How'd you do with fans who say, Kofi, we want more, we want more, we want it back to back to back?
True, and as I went on the hate, like as I went on the break, I think people like tell me you have to release song, you have to do this and that, and I'm like I'm trying to show them to my EP, the 2 EPs that I've already released, the Truth EP and Appetite for Destruction EP. And I feel like I got so many great songs out there that people are not even listening, but they want more. They want something trendy. You know, but you can't listen to me through that. And I feel like I went on a personal journey on myself to discover the world, to see where my music can get to see, like, travel and see, to discover and all of that. So I was in the States for, like, getting into 6 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I learned a lot. I met a lot of people.
Nice.
And a lot that opened my eyes to the industry here in Ghana, too. So, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can educate us, man. Yeah, because even there for 6 months, you know, roaming with Drake, you know, and you know all these other artists.
That's still far-fetched, though.
But it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Can we get an amen to that?
Amen.
Big one.
It's gonna
Big
happen.
great amen.
Actually, I met J-Rock when I went there.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I met J-Rock.
Oh, that's fine. So you see, not too far away. You know, J-Rock. You know, goes Kendrick, Drake.
Yeah.
What do you think about J. Cole apologizing, man? You said apologize.
It's a conflict. J. Cole is somebody who's in conflict with, like, he trying to be.
Yeah, he's trying to be himself.
Yeah.
And the fans want something else.
won't let him.
Like, bro, he's very conflicted, man. It's not easy being an artist.
It's not easy,
man.
though.
It's not easy.
He wants to do it for the fun of the game, but he don't want to. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Bro, is there anything you want to say, any shouts you want to give before we get to One Boom sign out?
To other people who've been supporting me, this is your boy Kofi Jamar. I'm back. It's been a long time since you saw me here. MX24, I'm back here, you know. That means there are a lot of good music that's going to come towards you guys. So you got to keep your fingers crossed and watch out one time.
Man, big shout out to my man Prudent, man. He said he's a big fan of you, man. Like so many fans watch this and they love the artists that come through. Prudent, what's going on? Come back to the studio. Let me interview you. And to anyone, you know, who supports my brother. And of course, the song's on all platforms.
Yeah, on all platforms.
On all platforms. Find the music, buy it, support it. That's the number one way I've said over and over and over to support artists like Kofi Jamar and everyone else who's doing their thing. Bro, once again, I have to congratulate you on everything. I'm very, very proud of you, man. I'm very, very proud of you. Guys, I do have to let you go. But this is Boom Boom. We're patting ourselves on the back. We're going to get an official video for this? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But this is the visualizer.
Yeah, this is the visualizer. Okay. And people even love it. I think I'm going to keep it like that.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing now. Visualizers are as good as like music videos. Yeah. So we just take it how it is. But anyways, again, to my brother and to everyone who's watched, have a very wonderful afternoon. Keep doing your thing. Keep supporting Ghana music. Salute.